Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to do a favorites video here. Current favorites. I've been kind of compiling some of the things that I've really been enjoying over roughly the past month. I've got some rainbow drawers over here, and I've just got a drawer where I've been putting the things that I've been loving so much. And I think it pretty much will amount to a full face, so that's why I'm going to do it get ready with me style. Oh, my desk feels so good. I got it all cleaned off yesterday. As you use products, you just kind of start accumulating more and more and more on your makeup surface. I think everybody knows how this is. Yesterday I got brushes clean, I got that cleaned off, and it's just feeling really good up here now. Also, I have to show you my mug. Did you guys realize that there's an entire Dolly Parton line at Dollar General? And she has the cutest little mugs. This one says, "Leave something good in every day." And looking back, seeing as there's an apple on there, I feel like, oh, that would be a cute little teacher gift too. There was a bunch of cute kind of kitchen-y stuff, and it was really neat. I don't know how long it's been out because it seemed like the range had been kind of picked over by the time I saw it on Sunday when I went in for, what did I need? Marshmallows and one other random ingredient. Anyways, let's jump into the look. I'm going to start with primer. I've really been getting back into my Maybelline Perfector 4-in-1 Glow makeup. This I wear in the shade Light. It's kind of like a Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter type of thing. Only really it's the thinnest of the thin. It's really natural looking, I think. It gives you that glow and just a little bit of foundation-y skin tone all in one. And this has paired really well with tons of different foundations. Like, I've been using this for a long time. I'm almost out of it. So I've had the chance to pair this with lots of different things. And I do end up with really good staying power whenever I do. And this is adding, you know, a bit of moisture to the skin, but that perfect, really pretty subtle glow. And compared to some of the other products that are like glowy primers, this is, as I said, very, very thin. So it's a good product. I've been using this a lot. I've also been using my Refi, the one that's like a roller, the niacinamide primer. I've enjoyed that one a lot as well. For coverage products, two different things that are like little droppers here. I've really been getting into my Wet n Wild Bare Focus Niacinamide Skin Tint. It has the 5% niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, light medium's the shade. I've been getting into this so much. I think this is actually really beautiful on my skin. It's very lightweight. I feel like in terms of Wet n Wild products, it's giving you a little more coverage than the Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator, but it's just beautiful on. I've enjoyed it so much. And then also, did I apply this in my vlog? I want to say I did. When I did the little like half get ready with me, half vlog. Let me double check, because I've been using this a ton and it's been getting me through some really hot days and still looking so good at the end of the day. Yeah, this was what I put on, and I paired it with the Refi primer in that video, so you can see that application there. 130 is my shade. I've had this on hand for a while. I actually own two shades of it. This is the darker of the two that I have, and I don't think I ever gave this product enough credit for just how amazing the staying power is. Really thin, really light. I need to get a pump for it because I'm getting tired of just sort of messy with the dropper, and you can't be sure like exactly how much you're getting on every time. Like, is it the equivalent to a full pump? I really don't know. It's a bit of a mystery how much I'm putting on. But as you look at the bottle, you can see that it has like a little subtle glow, just the same way the L'Oreal Nude Hyaluronic Tinted Serum does. And I feel like the two have a lot of similarities in texture, but I think this might give even more coverage, and the staying power is just like off the charts. So I've enjoyed that a lot. I think I'm going to apply this one today because, like I said, I just put that Super Stay on in a recent video, but again with the droppers. But what tends to happen with products that are packaged like this, you tend to get very thin, lightweight makeup. I'm using my Complexion Duo brush, by the way. So I'm going to kind of stamp around those dots and then blend in. But this product, giving, I think, a little more coverage than your classic thing labeled skin tint. Heck, this one's labeled as skin tint, and it's practically full coverage. But as I blend this in, I think you'll see how beautiful it looks on, and I've paired this with that glowy primer, so it's really giving a pretty healthy skin kind of look. Bub had to get up this morning at 3, had to drive to Chicago. From where we live, a trip to Chicago is like 5.5 hours up the interstate, but he has a deposition up there. He's like, that may just take an hour or two, but he's gonna be on the road for the entire day there and back. Yes, kitten? See how lovely this is? And it's looking just a little more glowy than usual just because I paired it with that slightly glowy primer. But it's so nice. I really enjoy that product. Wet n Wild. I mean, the amount of coverage products I love from Wet n Wild right now, like this, the Bare Focus Tinted Hydrator, also the Photo Focus line of foundations, the Dewy, the Matte. They got it going on. Then for concealer, if we're talking staying power, if we're talking the most beautiful coverage and looking at the end of the day, pretty much just like it started, Dermablend. Dermablend Cover Care. This is another sort of rediscovered product, and I can see that I've used a ton of this up as well. 15C is the shade. I'm gonna give myself a little dot like right in here. A little goes a long way with it. And the truth is there's a lot of concealers on the market that can do what this does coverage-wise. Like, there are a lot of full coverage options available, from Shape Tape to various drugstore concealers that have kind of tried to dupe Shape Tape. There's loads of things out there that can cover, but there's something about the flawlessness of the wear of this, and I also feel like the tone is complete and total perfection. For being brightening, like, it's not too crazy light, but it's the perfect step up. Do you see as I just kind of spread these dots around? You see how it's providing perfectly stepped up brightness to that under eye area? We're not at a full blend yet. We're just taking the dots and we're working them around. This brush is so perfect. Kind of been out of the rotation because I hadn't cleaned it for a while. And then I cleaned some brushes and forgot to clean this one because it sits in a special place because it's double-ended. Those high maintenance double-ended brushes. I have just a little like tray that I sit those in right over here. So I have a couple from PreK. I've got double-ended ones from Persona that I really like, but I've been using different things because this has been dirty, but not anymore. Look at that. Okay, it's really unbeatable. It looks so good and it stays looking like this. And yes, I do set it, and even with being set, it manages to not look too heavy, and it's gonna last all day. I did not pull out one certain setting powder into my little drawer here, but I'm just gonna use Wet n Wild Photo Focus Translucent today. I feel like I've paired literally all of my different loose powders with this concealer, and still ended up with the same kind of result. I'm using my little pinky puff. There's some product that shook out here when I made a little mess once upon a time, and I'm just dabbing it over, and then I'll dust away any excess. But I've used Maybelline Fit Me over the Dermablend. I've used my Rare Beauty one, Laura Mercier. I've still got my Huda loose powder. Like, I've tried it all. I'm pressing some of this in around the nose. We are in for a really hot week. It just keeps getting hotter. What's the high today? Got a special weather statement this morning. Yeah, it's gonna be up to 98. So we apply that and then just take our little Morphe under eye bullet brush, dust away. We feel set. We feel, I mean, the under eye honestly looked perfect even before I put the powder on, but now we just have that confidence with the staying power of the T-zone and the under eye. By the way, I love the little pinky puffs. The size is so good. They're a little bit puffier than my hot pink triangle powder puffs. I've been loving those. Those come from Walmart in a little 3-pack. And I get asked a lot about the powder puffs, like, can you reuse them? Yes, you can absolutely just wash them with whatever soap you're washing your brushes with and leave them out to dry, and they'll be fully usable again and again. My other trick, as I feel like I've mentioned in a number of videos recently, is to take my Maybelline Superstay Hybrid Powder Foundation and just use a little bit of that all over. This is shade 128. It's a really soft powder, soft and creamy feeling. It has a lot of coverage potential, could be used just on its own for coverage, but I take this over all the areas where I did not just use the loose powder. So I'm dabbing it like down here on the cheeks, maybe lightly over the nose. We'll hit the forehead too. And end result with that is my skin not feeling quite as tacky as it did. I wouldn't say it felt sticky after the Wet n Wild skin tint, but the feeling overall is going to be more uniform now. Some of my most used face color products for about the past month, it's this little trifecta from Wet n Wild. These three, okay? Wet Shady Beaches Bronzer, perfect tone. I know cream bronzers and cream contours are real fun right now, but I love that. That's a classic. Pinch Me Pink, this shade. I feel like Mellow Wine and Naked Brown have gotten most of my love from this Color Icon line. But Pinch Me Pink is a great, like, cool pink satin finish, so pretty. And then I top it off with a little bit of the Precious Petals highlighter, and they just work so well. I'm gonna do it again today. As you can see, this bronzer is kind of deep. It's very pigmented, but it just ends up looking so perfect on. And plus, if you're really concerned about staying power, you know, that might be a day to grab for your powder products instead of layering up all the creams. I'm all in all a normal skin type, but I can sweat and I can get oily around the T-zone sometimes. And I know this is only gonna add to the staying power. Trying not to take this too low here. I feel like I've been running across several different videos where people are talking about placement of contour and kind of like putting it up practically like on the bone, not way down. See that a little more lifted maybe? Sometimes I'll do a cream bronzer and then put this or some other bronzer just over the top of it, but I hope Wet n Wild never gets rid of this. This is a really good product. It's also a perfect little crease eyeshadow shade if you wanted to use it that way. Feeling a bit more chiseled, now we'll go in with the blush. First we'll go in with the coffee. Starbucks Fall Blend. Yes, I gotta get my fall decorations up back there. I meant to do that yesterday too. So there's a little bit of soft shimmer in this one, but it's a beautiful, cool pinky shade. And we're gonna pop this right out here on the cheeks. It's gonna work with anything. It's gonna fall into any look. Just give you that lively, pinky look. I feel like this is probably a dupe for one of my Too Faced blushes. You know, the ones in the really cute packaging. It's kind of like Golden Hour, I think. You know we can't just leave it at that. I'm gonna get it out. Pretty close. Golden Hour is a little bit louder. It's on that finger. But if you did sheared out swatches, they kind of amount to the same thing by the time everything's good and blended. Thank you also to those of you who are liking and commenting on the videos. It helps a ton in the YouTube algorithm, so thank you for doing that. This is Precious Petals from Wet n Wild. This has been around a long time. Really nice, highly shimmery highlighter where we're just getting a little on the cheeks and then buff. Real Techniques setting brush is what I'm using here. This is my old one. I don't always talk about this, but remember when they had those little ends that would kind of get tacky and sticky after you'd wash your brushes? Well, I just got rid of that. And this is totally fine, so I keep using it. I do have another newer one that I sometimes use if I need to like dust away fallout or whatever, but this one has been getting used for years and she's gonna stay part of the family because she still works great. But look how we've restored glow now. You know, we had a really pretty thing going with the glow of the skin and it's almost sad, like, okay, you gotta set that with powder, but just being realistic in nearly 100-degree heat, I'm not setting it, okay? It needs to be set. So love that trio, love it. Oh, I forgot my Lano lips. I meant to put this on at the start, but then in anticipation of this video, I put it down in a drawer. This is the Lano Lips 101 Ointment Multi-Balm, and this is the watermelon scent. And as I explained in another video, Pup got me onto this stuff. It's so good, it's so thick, so heavy duty, but softens your lips up like none other. I actually feel like when I first used it, I didn't think the watermelon scent was that strong. And now I feel like it is more strong. Maybe it was just something, I don't know, within the tube. Pup had the strawberry, but my store only had the watermelon. But yeah, that's a great way to prep things. Or to just, you know, wear throughout the day for dry lips or before bed. That would be great. I feel like it's no secret what my favorite brow stuff is. I didn't even put it into my drawer, but CoverGirl Clean Fresh Brow, the Nano Pencil is an absolute slay. It's extra skinny. It's skinnier than a Brow Wiz. Mom was saying she needed to get a new Brow Wiz, but frankly, I think she should try one of these and see what she thinks. It's trickier for blondes. Like, she uses the taupe shade of Brow Wiz, and I know it works really well. And when you approach then yet a new line of brow stuff, you got to think like, is their really light shade gonna be workable? But I love how quickly I can fill my brows in because I can go exactly where I need to go. And then it's also, I think, a good product for people who need to recreate brow hairs because it's so darn skinny. They really do look like hairs. I can feel it. This one's gonna snatch up an Emily Award this year. And then I use the gel wax. Ultimately, if it were this or Maybelline Brow Fast Sculpt. I mean, they're two different things. The Brow Fast Sculpt has tint and this is clear. In terms of clear, I think this is winning out. But if I could only pick one, I'd probably go with Brow Fast Sculpt still, due to its brilliantly designed brush and the fact that having that tint does make it a pretty versatile product. It can be used alone, in conjunction with other things. You guys know, like, if I was left to my own devices, if I didn't have anything else to do in a day, I could just sit up here and talk makeup the entire day and be completely happy. I love talking about makeup. I haven't gotten less enthused about it as the years have gone on. I've gotten more enthused about it. When I'm up here and I'm doing videos, I just feel like it's where I need to be. You know, it's where I'm supposed to be. I just really love this. I love trying stuff out. I love having some, you know, this online community that I can report back to about things, that we can just kind of share our love for it all together. Here's this. So it's kind of cloudy looking, but it doesn't leave a white cast in the brow, which I will always see if that happens, because my brows are so dark. But it really holds, and it kind of thickens slightly. It's better than just plain gel. It's a gel wax. I got a busy morning because with Bub not here, it occurred to me I'm gonna be taking everyone to school this morning, and it's a take your lunch day because apparently my kids can't go with cheesy meatloaf. That sounds amazing. Sounds great. Nope, gotta bring my lunch. Don't want cheesy meatloaf. I finally did drain my other Milani eyeshadow primer, so we have moved on to a new that I had on hand as a backup for quite some time, because I know the bottle even looks a little different now with what's currently being sold. And dance starts tonight. Yay! Did I just get eye primer in my inner corner? Moving on to eyeshadow palettes, eyeshadow stuff. I have one product that's like, it's no secret. I've been using the heck out of my Apple palette. Appley in Love from Too Faced. Loving. Loving the options, loving the vibes for fall, for any time really. I like these kinds of tones. You see they've put in reds, they've put in berries, that we've got a lot of neutrals, we've got little pops, some kind of glitzy pops. The green, this green is really fun. It's just a well thought out, well-rounded, fun, inspiring palette. So I've done a lot of looks with it. I still need to put together that little video where I put all the looks together, because the other day I saved them into an album all together on my phone. I'm like, wow, I've done a lot with this. But I also have another palette that I'm liking even better now, and the more I use it, even more than when I first talked about it. And it's the Sydney Grace Eastern Fall palette. So when I was talking about these new seasonal / regional Sydney Grace things that came out, I had used the winter one in a video and just talked about the others. And I mentioned how I'd done a look with the fall one and I liked it okay. Well, I'm really liking it. And I saw Kendra Matthews do a look with it, just a picture of a look on Instagram, and I'm like, oh wow, I need to dig deeper into that palette. And I did, and ever since I've been really, really enjoying it. So this is heavier on matte than shimmer. This is a shimmer here, and we've got shimmers right there, but everything else is matte. And they're just really, I mean, you know, Sydney Grace does not miss on formula. It's just a matter of, do you like the color combo or whatever? And I really do like this. It's not just because fall's in the name, guys. I really, really like it. So I'm gonna start out, I'm gonna do cider sipping right here in the middle. Yep, that's the Profusion crease brush. She's all cleaned up. Just a little soft crease getting going here. This shade is the perfect softness. Okay, this is exactly where I want to start a look out, you know, this tone of shadow. And then shearing it up, lightening it up as we go. So good. And then I want to try, I haven't used a ton of this pink up here, this Harvest Festival. But let's just add in a little bit of that. What's that even going to do for things? Ah, it actually applies in kind of a warm way, like a warm, almost burnt peachiness just came into the chat right now, like that. With that shade there. Yeah, I can get into that. So we're shearing, still using that same crease brush. So good. And then I'm going to take a little bit of White Mountains. This one does have a little shimmer. If you didn't want to use any shimmer as a highlight, you could use that little buttery shade right underneath it. Now we want to punch up the crease depth a little bit more, and we can go more brownish, or we could get some real warmth going in here. I'm going to take the shade called Covered Bridge, a little bit of that, and we're going straight for the crease of the crease. You know, I'm not really even above the crease or beneath the crease. I am in the depths of the crease. See that? Woo! I have always been a sucker for that kind of vibe. Warmth radiating out of the crease. How many times have I even used that phrase on my channel? Oh, so pretty though. Such a pleasure to work with these shades. And you just know how they're gonna be too. There's no question with Sydney Grace shadows. That's nice. Okay, so then we wanna bring in some darkness. I think I'm gonna go with this shade right here called Pear Picking. Yeah, apples are getting picked, but what about the pears? That's Uga's favorite fruit. He loves pears. Look at this really nice cool brown. It comes off really extra super cool. I think even a little cooler than it looks in the palette. But I'm aiming for outer part of the lid, and I want it to touch the crease as well, and we'll do a little additional blending there. I need to clean off my mirror here that I'm looking into. How do mirrors get so dirty? Has anybody else put out their fall decor all over their house? Because I have. All my inside stuff, you know? Okay, then I'm just taking that and that, those two browns, dipping into both. So the lighter of the two kind of will soften this step a bit, right into the dark part of the crease and blending. Yeah. But, you know, like some people get into a really like clean aesthetic with their fall decor. Like, okay, we're only using the cream pumpkins in the house, and, you know, like things can't look too orange because then, I don't know, it might not be on trend or whatever. Well, you know what? Give me some of that fall decor that looks like something that came out of a 90s house. You know, like I want some of that too. Like give me a few scarecrows. Do you know what I'm saying? Like some of that wooden decor that looks a little, I'll have to just take some pictures for examples, because I have several things that are just very homey. And I think the point of the holidays is to kind of like bring back some of those fun memories of when you were growing up. Like not everything has to be a pristine white pumpkin, okay? I'm not a white kitchen girl. I have some white pumpkins around, but like that's not my whole vibe. That's not my whole fall personality. Give me the orange. Bring fall in. This is looking really good, by the way. I could go even louder, even bigger with some of this type of color. Just a little more, because we may have lost that a little with all our browns. It's the blending of mattes. For me, it's just, it's therapeutic. Toasty, nice. And then we're gonna take some of this brilliant shade right here called Fall Foliage. Grab a little brush and some of this. This is so pretty. And just, boom, let that come in. How would I describe this shade? It's like if you just mixed gold and bronze and let it overlap with the dark stuff. Classic. Classic fall for me. I say on this day that I described as being 100 degrees and crazy heat index, a special weather statement for the heat. Yes. I'm sorry, the cottonwood tree's dropping leaves. Football's starting. We're there. Whether the temperature shows it or not, we're there. Also, a lot of trees are turning colors already where I live. That's all I need. That's all the encouragement I need. So here we are with our little look with this palette. It's so pretty, so fun. All in all, is it kind of a basic palette? Yeah, but I still love it. And it's Sydney Grace, so it's extra good. What I also might do for this look is take the bronzy shade that I have of the L'Oreal Lace Shadow Stick. These are absolutely awesome. Magnetic Bronze is the one I'll take. Sorry, Cold Brew from Hard Candy. You haven't been replaced. This is a little different. This is a little more brownish, a little darker, but the way these glide on is just mind-blowing. And they feel cooling too. And they don't move. Cold Brew is a little more true bronze, and this is more brownish bronze. But I like that on the lower part. If you're thinking, maybe I'll put shadow there, no, just use a shadow stick. That's Cold Brew, and then that's the Lace Shadow Stick, Magnetic Bronze. two pretty different shades. Now I'm just going to do some mascara. I would say Wet n Wild So Defined is right up there for me currently. Also Maybelline Firework. Those are probably the top two at the moment for me. I think I'm going to use So Defined today. And then for lips, I could be efficient and talk about some things now. I've got a few different lip oils in my little drawer here, which I just did a whole big lip oil video, so I won't bore you with the discussion of it. It is hard to do things when you've got an eyelash curler on one eye, but the So Juicy from ColourPop, this is the shade Beverly Drive. It looks really, really dark, but it's an absolutely beautiful berry across the lips. I love that color. Loving the Catrice one. The shade is Keep It Juicy. This actually shifts and turns this pinky shade on your lips. It's really beautiful. And then who could forget Wet n Wild Cocoa Rose? Oh, that is a slay. I love the creaminess of it, how it really does show this perfect kind of your lips but better nudie mauve type of shade. This is So Defined. Tons of short rubber bristles with this one. And the brush doesn't come off so clean that it can't build with ease. I'm really surprised that I love this so much because I don't have a history of loving a lot of different Wet n Wild mascaras other than Big Papa. And no, that's not a pet name for the mascara. They actually named it that. But look, just right away. Good build. Yes, you're getting definition, but it's putting something on there with it, you know? So I did kind of a dark outer corner today, and then no liner. And if you really enjoy doing your eyeshadow and maybe aren't so much a fan of liner, consider the lift you can get with shadow alone, because we went dark in the outer corner, lifting up a little bit with the warmth, and you end up with a really finished looking eye, even without an actual eyeliner. Another lip thing. Love this Rimmel Provocalips. This is a great line to look into if you need a long wearing lip color. Wears long like a matte liquid lip but has that top coat that makes it more comfortable. That shade is Summer Lovin'. I feel like almost anybody would like that. If you like a little bit toasty nude, that could look very good with the look I have on today. I also put in my brown liner from Milani in my drawer. That's the Rich Cocoa shade. It's a good base color when I'm wanting a brownish lip look, possibly underneath different lip oils or lip glosses. Don't hit your lid, don't mess up the eye look. Watched a video last night, just a random thing I came across on TikTok as I was just chilling, and Bub was on like, I don't know, hour 5 of preparing for this deposition he's doing today. And it was someone talking about intuition and gut feelings and hunches, those little feelings that come from within that you have about certain things. And my question is, when is it a gut feeling and when is it an anxious thought, you know? I've always thought about those things that are coming from the Holy Spirit. They're guiding you in peace. They're ideas that steer you in that direction. And if it's an anxious thought, you know, it's not taking you in the way of peace. But this video argued that your intuitive hunches don't always feel comfortable, don't always feel peaceful. And I just like, I don't know, it really got me thinking. I'm still thinking about it today. Because if it makes you feel uncomfortable, then that blurs the line even more for me with, is it just an anxious worry or is it a legit hunch to be acted on? We got the mascara going on. I don't think I'm gonna even do anything on the lower lash line. I just like the way things are looking right now. So I mentioned a Milani lip liner. This is called Rich Cocoa. If you need a really good deep brown lip liner. I also pulled in my Lasting Finish ones from Rimmel. I love those e.l.f. ones so much, the Cream Glide lip liners. They do wear down in a hurry though. And I feel like the Rimmel Lasting Finish ones like last longer on my lips, don't wear down as fast. They're still a classic pencil style. And I have Cappuccino, think Cool Neutral, and 90s Nude, which is a little more rosy. Good Lord, Em, how many things did you pull in? The little clicky pens from e.l.f. Pout Cloud. These, I like these because they give a lot of color and also a very comfortable juiciness. Very hard to tell what shade I have, but I've got this kind of deep brownish berry and then the red. Along those exact same lines, the So Juicy from ColourPop and the Berry Spritz. So it's like brownish, berry, red. I feel like I'm stocked on all the shades of that. I mentioned Lano lips. Oh, I gotta talk about these. My little Impress press-on falsies. Very much getting into these. Like I'd mentioned how I'd been kind of turned off from false lashes for a bit because I felt like they were possibly irritating my lash line. Not always, but sometimes, just enough to make me not really want to do it too much. These, on the other hand, these apply underneath, and I can get a good little bit of impact with just one. And you all really liked my look the day I had the slick back hair, and I just had one of these on each eye. So you take them off and they're sticky on the top of that lash. I'll add these to my look today before I start getting into lips. So I take one and I'm gonna put it on the outer part. I mean, you could put on as many as you wanted to. I've done 2, but even just 1 honestly makes a world of difference. And I just kind of begin pressing it with my fingers, and then I'm like, oop, it's a little too far out. I gotta go in more. I'm not the greatest at this yet. Ooh, that helps. Did you see what I just did there? That helped. Like lift that way. Put your finger just above, if not in your crease, and lift up, and you can kind of see the root of your lashes, and then lay it down there. There. Oh, that was a good application there. And then you got this. It's got the long pincher things, and you can go in and just go boop and kind of fuse with your real lashes. Boop. Check it out. Look at the added thickness on that eye as compared to that eye. And who could tell? Because you can't see any kind of lash band. Could you apply more mascara over it? Sure. Could you take them off and save them? I don't know about that so much. I don't know about saving them when they're self-adhesive and that adhesive is not going to be as sticky the next go round. I guess you could apply some glue yourself, but I've just been throwing them away. And they do last on there all day. I've not had one single issue with one of these coming off prematurely. Can we do it on this side? That one went right on. When I just do one, the area I'm aiming for is not the total outer corner of the eye, but in a little bit, because these flare just slightly. And then pinch, do a couple pinchies with the tool. That one could have been out a little further, but that's okay. It looks natural. And then I end up just taking a little mascara because I feel like, okay, now I really got something that you could build on, you know, got some thick lashes on there. It's so easy. And I can't even feel them. My fear with this lash concept initially was that it would make my lashes droop because I was applying from beneath, but that's honestly not been the case at all. That just hasn't happened. So again, they're Kiss, Impress, Press-On Falsies, Voluminous Lash Extensions look is the style I have. Actually, I might have been using the longer length. I think this might be a longer length in that row and an ever so slightly shorter length in the next row. But those are cool. I like that. Furthermore, no irritation. For lips, I think I'm going to use the Lasting Finish Lip Liner in 90s Nude. By the way, I still love Revlon Color Stay Lip Liners. I should say that. They're great. They're amazing. They're retractable. They wear a long time. I wiped off my Lano lips just a little bit. This is gliding on so well. But you know you've got that classic that is the standard. And then if you're me, you just keep trying other things too. See how they all compare. This is a really pretty shade. Not quite as fiery, you know, as the warmth coming out of the eye look, but somehow it's working together. It's creating some harmony. Then on top of that, let's just do the Cocoa Rose from Wet n Wild. There's a nice thickness, good moisturization, getting some color. Ooh, I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. I also like having a drawer where I can assemble the favorites and keep track of them, but this is my look. Do I need more blush? Just a little. All right, I think that'll do it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear what products you're currently enjoying as we're in this transition between summer and fall. I'm all in for the fall makeup right now. But yeah, let me know what you're liking. I feel like if I had to pick a tip-top favorite, those coverage products are just elite. Also the Dermablend concealer. I mean, that stuff is just making a huge difference in the look, making a huge impact on staying power. That Sydney Grace Eastern Fall palette is so nice. And then also, I would have to say the lashes, those little press-on lash clusters are pretty handy too. So thank you all for your time, everyone. I love you, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.